What's up, beautiful people? Thank you for being here. Once again, I'm here for you all. Um, so, today I decided to talk about this topic of why it's not your job to save other people. And this has been a big learning curve for me because as a light worker, once I learned that I am someone who is trying to bring light into this world. It's been quite a very heavy journey of trying to bring light into darkness especially when people don't really want it. And if you've heard of the saying, like, you can bring a horse to a source of water, but it's really up to the horse to drink that water. And it's a rude awakening for a lot of people who came here on earth to actually serve in that way. And it's like, you're here, and what's your purpose? It's like, if someone don't want to be saved, then what are we supposed to do? We don't have any purpose anymore, right? And it's something that took me a while to grapple with, and I just want to share this with you in case you're also going through this. And with what's happening in the world right now, it's like, you know, especially when you have this perspective of what needs to happen, you know what needs to happen, what needs to change, and it's like it feels like people are not listening, the world is not listening, and they're making it more complicated than it is. And it's like, what can we do? So I want to share with you what I learned and the perspective that really is helping me right now. And it's more empowering within me, that it's my purpose is not dependent on what's going on in the world, what's going on around me. And that's what I want to share with you. So the main lesson is pretty much the title of this video. It's not our job to save other people. And it feels contradicting to what is logical, but hear me out. The reason why that is actually the solution, and that's actually what is going to save other people or save this planet, is once you detach from the idea of having to save it. Because just the idea of having to save something, it brings this inherent assumption that things are lacking, that things are not the way they're supposed to be, that things are a mess, a chaos. So it brings, if you bring in the energy part of this whole thing, it brings in the belief and the energy that things are broken. So when you have that belief and assumption, then it's going to be this self-fulfilling prophecy that we are going to be part of. We are just becoming part of that story. You know, when you're trying to save the earth, then you become part of the story of people that something needs to be saved. And so we become an enabling. We're pretty much enabling that story. We're enabling that type of reality, that type of world. And so when you detach from it and you let go of that there's something needs to be saved, then you kind of also let go of that story and that belief. So just that already changes the energy. It already changes the story that, wait, there's nothing to be saved. And so it already elevates the energy of Earth, because it's like we're good, you know. And it brings back the energy to you. And once you have your energy back, this is a very good opportunity for you to harness your own energy. Because like what I said in other videos that I talked about before, our job, why we came here to Earth, is to bring light into Earth. And so when you focus on your light and you harness your own light, then that's when it kind of spreads out and kind of just, it affects whatever it needs to affect. So and the best way, I believe, to do that is to stick with your own purpose. And redefining what purpose means, I think, is the key, because if you define your purpose as someone who needs to save the world, then it's going to be this codependent dynamic that's going to happen. But if you redefine your purpose as someone that you just want to be yourself and want to express your authentic self, you want to express your authentic gifts, everything coming from within you, if you just like a very, very good teacher on this is the butterfly. The butterfly, I don't think when it goes out from its cocoon, I don't think it thinks about, okay, who do I need to say, what do I need to change in this world? I don't think it goes around thinking what it needs to do to change this world. It just simply, I guess, expresses its own nature, expresses, just like this dog behind me, it expresses its own instinct, its own gifts. It expresses its own beauty to this world, and it makes this world such a better place for other people, for us to see, for the flowers to spread out, because it helps with pollination. It's actually beautifying the world just by expressing its own design. And it doesn't go out there saying, I need to change the world. It's just is living its own life. It's living its own happiness. It's cultivating its own happiness. And it doesn't express its beauty for other people for the approval of other people. I don't think it cares about that. It's just maybe to attract a mate or something. But I think in general, it's expressing its beauty because it is just the way it is. You don't blame the butterfly for being beautiful or for expressing it, because it is the way it is. But it makes a big change in the world, and with the butterfly effect and everything, so it changes the whole dynamic of the world, if that's even true. But which it wouldn't surprise me. And this dog really wants to be part of this video. So there you go. They're trying to find something, because they're just being dogs, and just being around animals in general. I think the animal spirits are really speaking right now. They're just being themselves, and that's how you make this world such a better place, is just to be yourself. The ants, the birds, everything. If you look at how they live their lives, and if you think about people who love to go to the park because they just get this energy of rejuvenation and like feeling held by the living creatures, by just the love of the living earth. See, thank you, wind. And people already feel rejuvenated just by being in nature, forest bathing and things like that, grounding yourself. I'm going to remove my slippers here so I can ground myself. And earth already like giving us nourishment through plants, through vegetables, through fruits, just trees just being themselves. And people are already energized, receiving life force through the plants, through the rice that we eat every day, the rice plants, who are nurturing a lot of people around the world, and kind of just bringing in the life force prana through eating. And they are already making a lot of difference. They're really trying to find something. They're really making a lot of difference. What is he trying to... I don't know if there's a squirrel or something. Is there something in there? Okay. Some food. So they find solutions and find treasures just by being themselves. So it's like the animal world. The animal world. This is hilarious. The animal world are making this earth such a beautiful place, and we all benefit just from seeing them and being with them, and we feel their energy that's so loving and so authentic and so just carefree. They make a big difference on this earth without having to save anyone. So I think we need to learn from these teachers behind me, the animal kingdom and nature, earth, of how they're making an impact in this world without having to save people. Because people who don't want to be saved, they have a lesson to learn. I mean, you can still serve in a way that helps people, but to force them to change, I think that's something to think about. Where your boundary is, where is the point where you're doing too much for people, that you at the expense of your own light, at the expense of you expressing your own design. And I think that's what I wanted to kind of have you maybe, bring up a little bit of thought for you to think about for today or for this week or for this month, to reassess your energy and the energy that you put out there, and how to really use that energy to maximize your impact in this world. And that's one of the things that could probably change just the way you engage with this world. And I hope that this helped you. If you have any comments, feedback, I'm open. I'm just someone who's learning also, and I'm just sharing what I learned. So I'm not saying that I know everything. So if you have some thoughts that could probably I can think about, I'm so open. So that's what I wanted to share with you today. And thank you so much for listening. Thank you for this space, for actually be able to help out each other. I really love this space, and that's my intention, for us to all anchor the sacredness that this earth is, and to really have that really get expressed in this world. So thank you so much for today. We are grateful, and we are living it because we make it so. Namaste.